It is said somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, but I believe it is said that the bhaktas have it much easier than the jnanis. So if you are completely in love with God, like Meera type of love, then it is so beautiful. Anything could happen in your life, but because you're just in the presence of the one that you love, nothing has effect.
I feel that
And the bhaktas have become, it's like Muji also always says that the bhaktas are given the gyan and the gyanis are given the bhakti. So if it's somebody who's like there are a lot of these teachers today which are very, you can see there's not an ounce of compassion in the way they talk. It's just that they picked up something from Ramesh or they picked up something from any of the teachers, or they read a few Ramana books and they become so rigid, and you can sense that the heart is not in it yet and they're speaking from the mind. But they know the stuff. I mean, it's like they've read the books, so they've intellectually understood. They say, but what are you to do, or who are you to do anything? All of that comes, and all of that. The problem with discounting any of that is all true, right? Because it's come from a very deeper place of seeing what the truth is. And at the end, both the bhaktas and the jnanis have the same understanding that there's complete oneness with God. Right? So somebody was saying that because you talk about Advaita, does that mean that you are against Dvaita? Does that mean that you're saying that Dvaita is not true or it's nonsense? I said, no, both are paths, right? Both are paths which will lead you to the truth. And both of them sort of force you to give up your ego. In Jnana, you're forced to look at what the ego is and where it really is. And in Bhakti, you're completely so much in love with God that you're not bothered if you have an ego or not. Right? So yeah, both paths are beautiful. And Jnanis have to, I mean, they're given devotion as a prasad, It's like it's given to them. It's like two wings, and if you're just flapping around with one wing, you cannot.
Both have they complete each other.
Yes.
One cannot be without the
Exactly.
other. So when we cannot say that like Skeenji, I heard from him, he said that you cannot say that there is light but there is no sun.
Yes.
There's day is there but there is no sun. So when Gyan is there, they are together. They cannot be separate.
But people's path can be different. The seeming path that we are taking to get somewhere, so to speak, seems to be different in many cases. Right? Some go along karma, some go along hataya, some go along gyan, some go along bhakti. It's all. So why I say seeming path is because they are actually not going anywhere. Right? We have always been the self. Right? If God is infinite, then how is it possible that there was ever any separation between us and God anyway? So if it is always that, it is to get this confusion or this hypnosis out. The paths can be, the treatments can be many. But eventually when truth is seen, it cannot be seen and said, oh, but that path is not valid or this path is not valid. Actually, any path is valid because actually there is no path. I mean, we are always the self.
So I realized for me, presence of the company is very important. If I am in some company which I don't like, then I start, the effect starts showing. So, and if I am in a good company, peaceful person, then I am more at peace.
Initially that happens, and that's why Satsang is very important.
I don't have to be affected by the negativity or positivity around me. I have to be positive. So that is there where I have to stay.
Initially that's why the Sangha is so important, Satsang is so important, because the company of the good.
So one question that came up. Yeah, I mean, it's not just sometimes there's just a few thoughts, one or two thoughts just keep passing and it's more rich, like, and I haven't bought into it because it's just like, okay, but it's it says that the thought is precisely, it says that sometimes and I listen to the words of Ramana or Nisargadatta or Maharaj or like Muji or like there's a certain deep conviction in those words, there's like, and yeah, it's like, and it's like, it's almost like, it's just like, I don't know how to say, but there's just that, like such conviction, that's the word. And a thought passes by, like 2-3 times I've noticed it pass by, which is that kind of conviction isn't here yet. There is still little, and there is no like, as in like, I think in a day, like a minute or so, some struggle comes, but that, I don't know, like when I see like what like Maharaj would say, I remember like to some people, it's just like nothing can, like that kind of conviction. So I don't know, but there's just these thoughts pass by that kind of conviction isn't, I don't know if that's a comparison or not, but I just want to check it.
You will always be a unique expression. And it's not really what is being said or how it is being said, but I believe that somewhere in our heart we know when there is authenticity and true seeing somewhere. So as long as there is authenticity, it won't really matter whether you're booming like Maharaj, or you're being very soft and subtle. But there will always be people who can recognize what is present here or now. And maybe it's good that that kind of conviction doesn't come so fast. Because maybe that could have become another trap. It could have become arrogance, it could have become all sorts of things. So if we were to stop wondering when that will come, or whether that will come, or whether that's a gauge for our own understanding or not, then I think that what will emerge will be the unique version of what you represent. Right? Nobody has said that the world needs another Ramana or Maharaj or whatever, but the world needs you to unfold in the way that you are unfolding.
I think like the thing is like, like Ramana or Maharaj or any of these, they say at one point that it was very clear for them that this is it, like it was done, like this is it. And for me, like there's no knowing of any of that. It's just like I don't know what's done, what started, what's nothing. Just, and there's just a
there is a journey that you have, and then there is a journey that your people around you will write about. Right? Especially in the older days, those kind of things will happen a lot, where it's super glorified and super, to make it, and that becomes an obstruction for normal people like you and me, because what happens is you see those experiences or those miracles and you see all of that and say, but none of that is happening here, what is going on, But I feel that although it is written with a lot of devotion, and the intent was beautiful in the way those writings happened, the disservice that happened because of it is that it becomes very unapproachable. So it sort of creates this distance between where all of us are and where the so-called enlightened ones or the self-realized ones. I'm not saying that those miracles have not happened. I'm not saying that all of that has not happened. But anybody that is born with some condition. Even Rama had to have that whole discourse of the Yoga Vishishta to be clear, right? So if there is a birth, there is some conditioning. And the same, some people might have had a chop, some people have a slow melting. It's okay. But all of them have been very clear to say that there is no difference between you and me. I don't think there's been any self-realized being who said, no, but I was in a different category altogether. There's nobody who said that.
It's the others who are doing it.
People would like to say it. And they say it from devotion, which is okay. But kind of this has the, every action has some positive, some negative.
And like you just said that some people for some people it's chop,
Yeah.
some people it's like a gradual. For me, I don't know which is like.
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
we
know
can never
where,
know.
Like,
In the sense that, suppose there was this, I don't want to create this concept of 100 steps to climb, but suppose there were 100 steps to climb, right? And you're climbing them over various lifetimes and things like that. And you can never know whether the next step is going to be the 100th step, whether the next step is going to be the 100th one or the second one. You never know. The only thing you can do is that keep walking without judging how much is left to go. And all of this in the context of, see, that's where it becomes confusing, right? We are always the self. But there is always a seeming journey also. Yeah? But the journey is definitely an illusion. But what we are is always the truth. But in the seeming illusion that collectively we seem to be having, I don't want to say that, that whole Muji took that example. I'm very glad he took that example. He often tells us, in fact, he tells us this Nataraj story. I remember Rahul ji has heard him say it also. So they were just sitting around, a few of them, and so they were eating grapes. Muji was passing grapes to everyone. And then Nataraj was also there. Nataraj said, Nataraj is one of the oldest devotees of Muji, so he's been there for a long time. So he said, Muji, I'm just going to be here and you have to throw it into my mouth. So Muji said, okay. So it came and what is going on? You could have at least done this. No, I want completely for it. It's like that laziest guy stand up and take the money. Right? So in truth, there is nothing that needs to be done for us to be the self. Right? So that walking to take the money is not required, that turning of the mouth to get the grape is not required. Right? But as long as there's this belief that I'm an individual entity still, and we cannot fake ourselves out of it. Even if there's a minutest belief that I am this body-mind, then when we complain about our suffering, the only way to go through that is to seemingly take this journey. Which doesn't take us from any point A to point B. We are always at point A. But that seems to be the way in this illusory Maya, Leela, whatever you call it, for us to escape from the suffering that we seem to have because of the misidentification. Now there are many teachers today which will tell us, how does it matter? How does it matter? It's very skeptical. It's become very, very skeptical that how does it matter? You don't need a guru. You're your own guru. All of that has become very popular, and it's very difficult to counter because it's true in a way. But then when people come and complain about this and that and saying that my life is like this, my girlfriend has left me, and this, all this is happening, then if you want to escape all of that, then you need to at least pretend to walk, right? Actually, the guru is carrying us with you. At least pretend. I know it's like goal, right?
Yeah.
I can only tell you from my journey, or the seeming journey that I got undertaken, right, was that without Muji, I'm like completely lost. I mean, without his darshan, I cannot even imagine sharing all this with you. I'm completely lost in my own mind and my own spiritual frameworks that are getting created. Just his pure grace is what is working. So it is true that I don't need a guru in the sense that there is no guru which is separate from me in the first place. But if I were to look at the sort of life which has gone through with this body mind, then I can see that there was a complete loser without the presence of the guru.
I know the Satsang here. I have Sadguru there.
Yes.
It's okay, no?
Yes.
It's a support system for me.
Yes.
And it's not like the guru cares if I am.
No,
I
there
have
is
so
only
many
one.
support system.
There is only
I'm
one.
getting some insight here, clarity there, and
Sadguru has a brilliant name because there is only one Sadguru.
Yeah.
You know? So it is your own Sadguru here, which is manifesting in various forms. Life itself is your Sadguru as well, right? And it is, as Maharaj used to say, it is your earnestness which will make sure that your path is right. You don't have to worry about it. If your intent is clear, if your intent is freedom, if your intent is truth, then everything is your Sadguru.
I don't want that to be a trap actually. That's what I'm worried about. For a few days I thought I would just leave everything and go off to the ashram.
Yes.
I didn't. I went there and I was like, I had a reality check
Yes.
to all my fears and attachments. I wanted that discipline. I think that I lacked that discipline. Whether sitting down meditating for like 15 minutes.
We cannot predict our path in any way. I remember having a conversation with Ramesh Baltik many years ago, and I was very actively involved in the art of living then. So I said, I come to you every time I'm in Bombay, and I also am very devoted to Sri Ravi Shankar, who is my guru. And I think I told you the story last time. There are many times in my life I said, this is my ultimate guru, and you cannot predict it. All you can say is, I want to be true to what is the self. I want freedom. That is what I want. And let life guide your feet. You will not go wrong. But once you start judging mentally, then you could waste a few years here and there. In the overall scheme of things, nothing will happen. But the best thing is, and I don't want you to leave without knowing this, is that what is available here now is available right here and right now. So it is not like there is a long way for you to go. I don't want you to imagine this fictional journey because I have talked about my journey and everything is talked about a journey. There's not, and everybody has certain reasons for the way they have structured their
without the sadhana,
teaching, right?
this won't happen. Or if I don't sit and meditate for
Yes.
and get that my body going first, using the body as a tool to get there. So it's always about
So I want to tell you that all of that is not required. I mean, it could be helpful in cases, but it's not a prerequisite. Because what you are is what you are, is what you will be. And what is needed completely. There's nothing more that you can need than what you are.
So my mind telling that I should be doing this. Because maybe I'm not there yet, or there's a long way to go.
Yes. So why don't we fix that right now? And when that is said, then immediately something gets a little worried. What's going to happen now? So if you were to drop everything right now, and don't pick up anything which is asking for your attention.
Even if I feel it's a support.
Yes, especially if you feel it's of some value. Especially if you feel it's of value.
I would be trying it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Not doing it. Just drop trying, doing everything, just drop all of that.
Because Mooji
I
said in that, don't do anything, don't do the non-doing as well.
Correct,
Yeah.
exactly.
So doing the non-doing is a greater form of doing it.
Yes. Straight. So, just stop and don't refer to the mind. It's not comfortable initially. I know it seems like.
I can do that here.
No. Okay, so do it here.
Okay, what am I supposed to say?
Nothing. Just leave it to me. So, is there something missing right now? If all that you desired or desired was here with you right now, would anything be different? What stops you from being completely free in the moment right now?
It stops me from thinking about it.
Yeah, so if you've dropped all that for a few seconds, then what is restricting your freedom? Without you giving your attention to something, does it have the power to bother you? Can there ever be a time when this is not true? If there was a great spiritual experience that you had, would it change who you are right now? Is there ever a time where what is present now is not present? Is it clear that you own your attention? Your attention belongs to you. And is it seen that for millions of years, many lifetimes, we've been giving attention to this voice inside our heads? See. And if it is not given to that, if it is withdrawn from that, can you think of anything which can make us suffer? So what can pull you out of this now? Which practices do you need to do to be here now?
Not giving attention to
The strongest thought, if you don't give any attention to it, can it have any power over you? Who are you right now?
the witness.
Where is the witness? Where is the me? Is it not seen to be just a imagined concept?
Yeah, because I think it is me, it is me.
But the witnessing is present or not? What can make the witnessing go away? Can there ever be a time where the witnessing is not?
If I think about it, then I don't know.
Now, right now, when you don't think about it.
It's always there.
Even the thoughts are perceived by this witnessing. No? The perceiving is happening of these thoughts. What are the attributes of this witnessing? And who's seeing this?
In my mind, I'm thinking that, okay, as an attribute.
Yeah, so now I want you to see it for yourselves. How are you feeling now? Is there any confusion possible now? What does the mind feel like? Does it have a lot of power? Juiciest thoughts, those issues and problems, they have a lot of strength. What must you do now? Is that sad news? So this is what freedom feels like. So what you will need is just a little bit of vigilance. After you go from here, it could seem like the mind wants to come back in all its power and push all the buttons, and it could be that you find, a lot of things that are happening around you which are trying to pull you into that. Just be lightly vigilant about them, just ignore them, just keep them. That's very good. You want to see something? Do you know Swagatam Krishna? It's quite simple. I can't sing, but I'll lead the way a little bit, and then you have to. It goes. Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna, Swagatam Swagatam Sharanagatam Krishna.